Hello, readers, and thank you for joining me for another phonics lesson. Today we are on lesson number 2 of words with prefixes. If you missed lesson number 1, I'll have it linked below in the description. But for today, I want to focus in on our prefix re, and we can see an example right here with retie. Now, as we get started this week, I do want to point out that our phonics skill this week is prefixes. And these are the prefixes we will be looking at this week. Re, pre, un, and dis. And prefixes go at the beginning of a word and they change or add to the definition of a word. The word's not completely different, but it is just a little bit because it adds to it. Now, of course, the first prefix you want to look at, not this week, but today, is re. And when you see that prefix, it means again. So, retie, just like the picture, would be tie again. They came untied. So now we have to retie them. Now, let's go ahead and let's work on coding some words so we can figure out how to read some words with those prefixes on it. Now, if you remembered yesterday, we have a process we go through. So we have a word, and then our first step, do you remember it? It's circle the prefix. So we want to find those prefixes, or if there's a suffix, suffixes too, we want to find those and label them so we know, get an idea of what the word means and get an idea of how to read it. So when we see a prefix, we circle it. After we circle it, we, just like with every multisyllabic word, we label the vowels. Now, if the vowels are outside of the prefix, and here we just have one, since we only have one outside the prefix, we don't have to build a bridge. We don't have to label consonants. We don't have to do any of that because there's only one vowel outside. So we can easily read this rerun. Rerun. And what does rerun mean when re is added to run? And if you remember, re means again, so that would mean run again. You might rerun a race at school. Or you might watch a rerun on TV. It might be running again across your screen. Let's try another one. What's the first step again? Circle the prefix, of course. Then we label the vowels. Once we, how many vowels do I have outside the prefix? Just one again. So do I have to build a bridge? No, because we already know re is a syllable by itself. So we sound it out. Let's read it. Refill. Refill. And what does refill mean when re is added to fill? Fill again. If you go out to eat, you may ask the waiter or waitress for a refill on your drink. Let's go through our steps again. What's the first one? Circle the prefix. What do we do next? We label the vowels. I wonder what vowels we're going to label. The E and the I. The BU in this word says B. So we don't have to label that U. It's very confusing, I know. Thank you, English. So we just have to, if we sound this out, it'd be B, E, O, D, build, rebuild. So what does rebuild mean when re is added to build? Can you tell me? Can you whisper to a neighbor? It means to build again. If a building falls down or gets damaged, they might rebuild it. Let's do one more. What's our first step again? Circle our prefix. Then what do? Label the vowels. Now, if you notice, I did not label the E because I always look outside of the prefix, or if there's a suffix, outside of the suffix first. And I do see two. Now, if I see two vowels outside, do you remember the rule? We're going to practice it. We have to build a bridge. That's right. What do I put on my bridge? The consonants. And which consonant do I label? just the V, because it's the only one above the bridge. Now I've got to figure out, where do I put my line? Do I put it here? That would be cover. Cover. Doesn't sound like a word I know. Or I can put it here, and that makes this a closed syllable. So that would be cover. Cover. I know what cover means. I've heard of that word. So let's put it all together. We're going to keep it there. We have a closed syllable and an R-controlled syllable. Then we're going to sound it out. Cover. Recover. So what does recover mean? When re is added to cover. It means to cover again. Now, let's practice some sounds we've learned before, and then we're going to do some silent blending and see if you could put together some words. Say these with me, please. Pull, sk, stir, cur, spool, sh, or f, o, e, o, and we know that I-E can make two sounds. It can say I, as in pie, or E. Now, are you ready? Remember, don't say the word until the whole thing is up there. You ready? Let's get started. And on these, by the way, I will put the prefix first anyway, because we already know that RE says re. Replay. Repaint. Relight. Reshuffle. Repack. Reset. Return. Reconstruct. That was a big one. Renew. Review. Resale. Republish. How'd you do? That was our last word. If you want to pause the screen right here and write down some of these words, you might want to break them up into syllables. Practice breaking them up and figuring out what the words mean. Maybe even use them in a sentence. Or just enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, have a great day and happy reading.